Alright, welcome to our 5th battle report on the THB channel. We have another game for Wood Elves vs. Warriors of Chaos. Thanks for all the views on our past video. Here's another one just before the tournament starts. It's going to start this week. It's going to be a good one. So here's my army. I'm trying a kind of a Wood Elf castle deployment with my 2 brick units in the front with my Glade Guard in the rear. I'm doing this purely because my Glade Guard, have no armor even though it looks like they have some. And then my Eternal Guard are stubborn, which gives me a great block. So here's my opponent's deployment. He has 2 units of Warriors of Chaos that are both Nurgle. These are brutal for my army, especially because I'm not taking any overpowered range units, so I'm really going to have a problem dealing with them. And then 2 units of Dogs, which end up being annoying. So here's the Vanguard phase. I had to do it in a vertical format or else I wouldn't be able to see it all. He just moves his Dogs up to the left of our Sorcerer's Tower. By the way, that Sorcerer's Tower is impassable except for the little bottom part. It's dangerous, and then Dogs to the right. So I shoot off 3 of the Dogs on turn 1. By the way, I get turn 1. And the other 3 fail panic and they have to flee from the nearest enemy unit, which is my Eternal Guard, and they flee diagonal. They only need to roll like a 5, and he rolls like boxcars and they fly off the board. The other archer unit does not do nearly as well and only kills 1. It was kind of depressing because I was hoping to take out all of his fast cav turn 1 due to panic tests. But I guess you get what you get. The Glade Guard are a good investment, but I'm just trying to figure out how to use them. So this is his turn. So he moves up his not dire wolves, that's undead. His Dogs to right in front of my archers. I'm trying to decide what his idea was here, but I'm thinking it was a little bit flawed because he has nothing really to do. And then here's the rest of his warriors just trundling forward. So I've decided that to fight Warriors of Chaos, I either need to deploy farther back or I need to find a way to slow them down, because these guys, even though they're only moving forward, they can power up there pretty quick. So this is my turn. I decided to hold my ground because I think I can actually take them after this next shooting phase. I'm going to forget about that dog back there because everything I have will either have higher initiative or always strikes first, giving me the ability to kill it. And then I'm hoping that my units hold. So I end up taking 2 warriors off this unit, which is really, really helpful. It helps me because I've got always strikes first on the unit that's facing that unit. So hopefully I'll be able to get some attacks in and, do some damage before they can get their however many attacks they have. So it was about a 9-inch charge, so I was hoping they would both fail, but the one unit that I wanted to make it didn't make it, and the one unit that I didn't want to make it made it, which happens to me a lot, so I probably should have caught on to that by then. But at least my hero was there. Okay, so he comes in and he kills 7 of my Wildwood Rangers, which is a pretty good rolling for him. But my Wildwood Rangers attack back. They kill, let's see, I think they kill 4, and my Shadow Dancer kills the champion. And then, so we moved straight on to my next shooting phase because he doesn't have anything else. And I go ahead and I don't charge him because there's a comment on my last video and I'm going to go ahead and try it out. And it seems to be working, but I kind of held back and I shot off another warrior, which helped a lot. So you go into combat and he whiffs with his attacks completely. He rolls like a 1, 2, 2, and a 2. And I attack back. I whiff with my my warriors or my Wildwood Rangers, but my hero kills 2 or 1, I think. So he charges me on his turn, and here's the result of that combat. My Eternal Guard pick up their spears, and they go ahead and whip out 3 of them. I think they do 5 wounds in total, thanks to it being a poison thicket, because they hit on 5s and 6s, but I'm re-rolling. And then they hold, and then here's the other combat. So my archers go ahead and take shots at that unit that reforms on their turn, and it randomizes. The warriors save all their wounds, but for the 2 wounds they get to him, they both die. And then here's the next combat phase. I'm taking 1 wound when my opponent go ahead and takes 1. So a 1-to-1 ratio against warriors, I am completely okay with it. And then especially since I'm stubborn and I have a banner, which means that I'm going to hold 2. So I go ahead and charge his other unit with my hero's unit because I'm thinking that the best thing I can do here is just to clean out his army, or else I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. And if you can table in the tournament, you get a lot of bonus points and some good resources. And I take a risk, but it's rewarded. So he only kills 2 of my Wildwood Rangers, which is exactly average. And then I kill both of his guys, because my Wildwood Ranger kills 1, which was awesome. And my hero does 2 wounds to the last guy, and he dies. And then here, the last warrior falls due to I think it was 4 attacks that I was going to, or it was 5 because 1 Eternal Guard died in this combat. I had 5 attacks, I rolled 2 6s on the hitting phase, and he failed both those armor saves. We didn't even have to roll the wound. And then I turn around on my turn and finish off this last dog. So all in all, it was a pretty good game. I'm really starting to wonder if I should just ditch the Glade Guard completely and add another unit of Wildwood Rangers or Eternal Guard, but I don't know, maybe it's just this army. Alright, so for the game overview, it is a Wood Elf victory, as you can probably tell. I did not lose a single unit, thank you to my Wildwood Ranger for not dying, that was great. A complete tabling adds up to a pretty good amount of resources if we were to play a real game. The real games start today. The battle report should be coming up for that pretty soon. So game overview, I really like the Eternal Guard. I like how they're base leadership 9 and these small point values. I almost never fail leadership tests with them. I think I have not failed a leadership test with them yet. They're higher leadership than my actual general in this army. The Glade Guard, on the other hand, they're not doing too much damage against highly armored units, but I'm thinking that they're great for the flank clearing and maybe some chaff clearing. But I think I need to, should I put them in a unit of 10? Comment below and give us something, or give me a notice. I think putting them in a unit of 10 might be a little bit more productive for my army. Anyways, Wood Elf victory, unbelievable. Warriors of Chaos provides a pretty substantial foe, especially for this army list. Alright, so there you have it. Comment, subscribe, like, hate us. Just do something to show us that you exist. As I've said before, talking to a human is better than a computer. Just like to say thanks for all the views and the support, really helps us to do videos. As we say on THB, get hammered.